And we begin tonight with breaking news. Time has run out on TikTok. The popular social media app is offline tonight after a new law banning it went into effect in the U.S. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Luke Clary. Many users received this message reading, "Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now." Earlier this week, the Supreme Court unanimously upheld a bipartisan law banning TikTok starting Sunday unless the app severs ties with its Chinese parent company ByteDance. This weekend, President-elect Donald Trump suggesting he's likely to grant TikTok a 90-day extension after the app warned that it could go dark for its 170 million American users. Tonight, we hear from TikTok CEO.
I want to thank President Trump for his commitment to work with us to find a solution that keeps TikTok available in the United States. We are grateful and pleased to have the support of a president who truly understands our platform.
Meanwhile,
I gotta keep it real. I am crashing out right now. I don't know what to do. Oh my God. I've already opened and closed the app probably 6 times already just to keep getting the same stupid warning message. Oh my God. Like this just this is so dystopian. First of all, I feel pathetic that I am freaking out like this over an application being unavailable on my phone. But also, like, this has been a massive part of our lives for the last 6 years. And normally when something happens, I would get on TikTok and start complaining, and I can't even do that. I feel like disconnected. I feel cut off from the world and my community. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. God, and I can't, like, now I'm rooting for Trump? Ew! God, like, make America fucking great again, I guess. God.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about TikTok because TikTok has officially shut down in the United States of America, at the very least temporarily. I think it's going to be very short-lived because it seems as if Trump is going to be in a position to save the day. And that's the main reason I'm covering this story, because you have liberals now boohoo, whining, and crying, begging Trump to save TikTok, okay? Because a lot of these individuals on TikTok, they're now making a living, okay? Their livelihoods have essentially been put at risk because of TikTok shutting down. So now they can't make their content, they can't make their money, they can't sell their products, they can't do whatever they were doing on TikTok in order to make money, okay? And yes, you have people who are quite literally breaking down in tears because they feel like their lives have been destroyed based off the fact that TikTok is no longer available in the United States of America, at least temporary. Take a look.
Anyone else just been crying on this app all night? Because it feels like we're losing, like, a community. It feels like we're losing friends. We're losing, like, a platform where we learned so much about things we didn't know about, opportunities, places to eat, movies to watch, books to read. It's inspiring seeing people talk about how the fish are going to move somewhere else afterwards and how the community is not going to go away, but it just feels like losing a family member, and it's a fucking app. I know I might be being dramatic, and I know I'm not somebody that got some crazy following on this app, but TikTok made a fucking difference for me. And this sucks.
And to the US government, I'm never forgiving you for this. And I'm never gonna trust you ever again because you just, like that, took away millions of people's income and livelihood. And who does that? So I'm never trusting you ever again with anything.
So I'm starting to give up hope that there's gonna be a Hail Mary moment at the end of this that's gonna save this app.
I feel so dumb coming on the internet and crying about an app, but the fact is that this has been a sense of community for me for years now, and it got me through really, really hard times in my life. The pandemic, losing my job, all of that, getting divorced, like all of this crap that's happened to me in the last 5 years since I've been on here. Hours and hours and hours of time I put into creating stuff for this platform. And I'm not the biggest creator on here. Like, I'm not like, I don't have 3 million followers or 10 million followers, but I do have a platform. It's the biggest platform I have. And I worked really.
It's really not fair that, like, they're banning TikTok. And I know it's dramatic as hell that I'm crying, but I just seen the video of the girl that made the renegade dance. And I'm crying because I read a comment that was like the algorithm saying goodbye to us. And I've been noticing that a lot over the past like week. Like all the trends that came in the beginning are coming back. And it just makes me really sad because it genuinely feels like our parents just came in the middle of a school year and said, yeah, forget all your friends, forget all the hard work that you did at this school, forget everything that you did. You're going to have to start from scratch. And it sucks because it's like it's beyond TikTok dances. It's beyond all of that. Like, we have put Black culture on a stage that everybody can appreciate. Y'all have shown me things about psychology and my family and my friends and myself that I would have never learned in this lifetime. Like, I don't really know. Like, and I know it sounds dramatic to say I don't know what I'm going to do without TikTok, but like, bro, I really don't know who I'm going to be without TikTok, because a large part of who I have become in the last 6 years, and a large part of my growth has come from a lot of the stuff I've learned off of this app. And I really hate to say goodbye.
Yeah, so you see, that you heard that. Now, during the making of this video, I found out that TikTok is in the process of restoring service. Okay, so as I said at the beginning of this video, this ban is going to be very short-lived. But regardless, the fight to save TikTok is not over. Okay, so we need to discuss this whole situation, okay, because TikTok, it looks like they're going to be restoring service. But again, the ban is still in place, right? They still are going to have to deal with this issue at some point. There's a lot of boohoo whining and crying. There's a whole lot of outrage that is currently happening right now due to the TikTok ban, okay? And this is something that has been threatened for a long time from the U.S. government. Even under the Trump administration, he signed an executive order to try to ban TikTok, but he kind of backed away from it after the backlash and the legal challenges. Now, some of the reasons for the ban includes data privacy concerns, national security risk, and accusations that TikTok censors content critical of China or is a platform to spread misinformation. Now, those are the reasons that the politicians use to justify forcing ByteDance, which is the company that owns TikTok in China, to divest from TikTok to sell to a U.S. company, or else they would risk being banned. Now, that sale hasn't happened yet, so the ban is happening, okay, at least as of right now. Now, critics of the ban are basically saying that no, this is not about TikTok being a Chinese spying app, which it is, okay, or national security concerns, anything like that. No, it's about censoring free speech, okay, because the politicians all of a sudden were motivated to ban TikTok during the pro-Palestine riots and protests, okay? And when you had a whole bunch of people speaking out about Israel, it just so happens that the politicians got whipped into shape and they decided to ban TikTok, again, an app in which you had a whole lot of people that were very anti-Zionist, anti-Israel. And that ultimately, in my opinion, I think that definitely played a big part in motivating the politicians to get it done, okay? So a lot of people are saying that, no, this is actually about banning free speech. Regardless, from a political perspective, the Democrats are taking the heat for banning TikTok because it was signed under the Biden administration. Biden signed off on it. And the Supreme Court ended up upholding the ban. And now it looks like Trump is in a position to benefit because it looks like he is going to allow TikTok to continue to operate when he gets back in office via executive order, at least temporarily until they can finalize a sale. So it looks like Trump is going to be able to save the day here and get another W over Democrats. And that's why I say that the politics behind this is extremely fascinating because it seems as if Trump is about to get another big W, right? He's going to get a big W among liberals because they're the main ones boohoo, whining, and crying. I'm not saying there are no conservatives that are upset about this. I think there are some people from a libertarian perspective that are, concerned about the free speech implications of this ban. But regardless, yeah, a lot of people that are upset happen to be on the left, and now they have to depend on Trump, right? They're begging Trump to get TikTok unbanned. So it's pretty hilarious to see how all this is working out. So without further ado, let's get into it.
More than 170 million Americans. TikTok offline. If you tried to open the social media app this morning, I know I did, you probably got a message just like this one that says TikTok services are, quote, temporarily unavailable due to the U.S. law banning the Chinese-owned app. That took effect today. Sarakshi Rai, social media reporter and director of audience development with our partners at thehill.com. Sarakshi, good morning. This is not the resolution that 170 million TikTok users were hoping for. What happened here?
That's right, Hannah. Good morning. At around 10:30 p.m. last night, TikTok voluntarily decided to go dark. Now, this was ahead of that midnight deadline when the ban would essentially be in place after the Supreme Court ruled unanimously to uphold the ban. So a lot of users very disappointed. People were live tweeting their reactions. They've decided to migrate to other platforms. And for a lot of users today, they're waking up to the fact that TikTok is not accessible. We've also heard from Amazon, Google, Microsoft, as well as Apple that app is essentially unavailable on any of their stores. So if you already have that app downloaded, it should still be on your phone, but you won't be able to use it and you cannot download it again on a new device. Now, this has been a long time in the making. You know, President Biden signed this ban into law in April, and a lot of reactions since then have been flowing in. And we know that there are 7,000 TikTok employees in the United States who are also waiting to hear about their future. But the company has said that they are being supportive to their U.S. employees while they figure out what the details of this ban are and if they might possibly get a reprieve.
So what?
Wow. Yeah. So honestly, I don't understand why there hasn't been a U.S. equivalent, right? A competitor that people could easily migrate to. I guess you have other platforms like YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and I guess Snapchat as well too, that I guess are counter competitors in the sense that they are offering short form content, right? Those short clips and stuff like that. They don't do it at the same level as TikTok. I think the closest thing that we have, maybe Instagram Reels. But, you know, I'm not entirely sure why somebody hasn't made a copycat app yet, right? Where it's like, no, these are the exact same features as TikTok. It's just the US version, and just have people migrate over to that app. I'm not sure why that hasn't been done yet. Maybe it has been done. Maybe it's just not popular. Social media is a tough business. It really is. This is why X is still so popular, because once people get on an app and they like to be on a social media network, it's really hard to get them to transition to a competitor unless the competitor is significantly different or provides some other good or service associated with social media. But regardless, personally, here's the thing. I think that this is only going to be temporary. I think Trump is going to ultimately end up saving TikTok one way or the other. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of how. But I don't know, maybe a day or two away from TikTok is good, right? Maybe it's good for the mental health of this country, right? Especially on Trump Inauguration Day, okay? Actually, I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of hoping that TikTok opens back up on Inauguration Day, right? Because I want to see the tears, right? The liberal tears. I need to get some content to talk about the liberals boo-hooing and crying over Trump being inaugurated. Because there are conspiracy theories out there that Trump's not actually going to be inaugurated, right? And I want to see the disappointment on these people's faces when they figure out that their conspiracies aren't real.
He is not going to be sworn in, and he will not be our next president. How I know that for certain comes from the knowledge of some information I found out last night that I didn't know. You know, we all know that when Biden was sworn in, the one person not present at his inauguration was who? Donald Trump. He lacked the character to be there, to share in another man's joy, to have the character to say, you know, I didn't win the election, you did. But here's a guy that's been given everything on a silver platter his whole life. He was born on third base and thought he hit a triple. And he couldn't be at Joe Biden's inauguration. So what I found out last night is, you know, I'm thinking, when is Donald Trump going to be arrested? And now I know that he's going to be arrested at his inauguration, because there's going to be 3 people not present there. They are Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton, and their wives will not be present at Donald Trump's inauguration on Monday. They will not be there. Not just because they know that he's an asshole, they don't want to be near him or around him, but because it's a security risk. It's a security risk that they don't want our presidents to be subject to. The inauguration, the steps that have been taken, 30 miles of high quality, well-built fencing. This is very difficult to negotiate. It's not easy to get over. 30 miles of that. Cement blocks and 25,000 law enforcement officers. Those things are in place to quelch a second insurrection. Because the powers that be know that the Proud Boys and girls there that are invited into Washington, D.C. this Sunday to celebrate Donald Trump's victory. That's why he invited them in on Sunday, so they can celebrate. He knows that they're there to come to his back because he knows something's up. To have his back on Monday, the systems are in place. They can't have his back. They can attempt to have his back, but they'll be arrested and put down. So there you go. This is probably one of my most meaningful videos, one of my reaching out to you, and hopefully it'll be one of my shortest. I'm learning to curb it. I'm going to be better. I'll be better at providing information and not going on so long. So there you go. The 15th, the hearing on election interference. The next day, yesterday, Joe Biden signs an addendum to an executive order 13694, making it a crime to undermine the election process, which Donald Trump's guilty of. And that's the final piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. So again, I'm going to be disappointed to not see the faces of these individuals once Trump officially becomes their president. Okay. And they're alluding to conspiracies that Trump isn't actually going to be president when they find out that, yeah, those things weren't true, right? That didn't actually work out the way that you thought it would, and that Trump is now, in fact, your president. So yeah, I mean, that is the part that I'm disappointed in the most. I do understand that TikTok is a Chinese spying app. I definitely think that it is a national security concern. I'm hoping that they're able to force ByteDance to ultimately divest from the app and to sell it to a U.S. company, right? I'm hoping that that's what happens.
What are the implications for the people, the business owners, the content creators that use TikTok on a daily basis?
That's right, Hannah. You know, we saw during the pandemic that there was this huge surge in small business owners really making their living through their popularity off of TikTok. You know, TikTok is a very creator-focused a platform. They focus more on, the social media of old, where you could have a video go viral, get millions of views, and that would result in business for, especially small business owners who rely so much on this app. So they're definitely going to be impacted by this ban. We've also seen from creators who've been posting their videos on TikTok. You know, one very popular creator who talks about lifestyle and lifestyle stuff on her TikTok said that it's like losing a good friend. So we know that people are extremely disappointed by this. And what we will hear maybe from President-elect Trump, who hinted yesterday that he might give them this 90-day reprieve. He said that if that decision comes from him, it will come tomorrow, the day of his inauguration. And he told basically all of the TikTok users to stay tuned for that. So we'll have to wait and watch to see if President Trump does give them that 90-day reprieve.
All right, we'll keep an eye on this. Sarak Shirai, thank you. We are going.
Yeah, hilarious. Hilarious. So you have President Trump possibly getting a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. We'll see if that actually is finalized and how long that lasts. But regardless, historic, okay? Now you have Trump becoming the president that is going to save TikTok. A lot of these far leftists are probably losing their mind right now. Losing their minds over the fact that Orange Man is about to get another W, right? He's about to get another W. It's crazy how that works. It really is. The politics behind this is perfect. Biden signed the ban, went through with it, okay? Which, again, a large part of the Democrat Party base is on TikTok. So they basically hurt their own base of supporters. He loses the election. Kamala loses the election, turns around, and then Trump is going to be the one to save TikTok, right? Again, it's hilarious. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. So again, hey, I'm hoping that somehow Trump can work out some deal in order to have the Chinese company divest from the platform and go from there. That's what I'm hoping happens. I don't really want TikTok to be banned permanently. I just want it to be an actual U.S. app, right? I don't want it to be a Chinese spying app. And I'm hoping that Trump can make that happen. We will see. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.